Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy M.K.S again here with part 2 of my video, which I just made. Part 1 of that of the video. This is obviously in list form. For those who don't like this, I will hopefully, all being well, I'll make quite a few like this. Some will be in list form, some will be non-list form, some will have possibly, maybe I'll do some with like 30 facts about the East India Company, the original version. Some I'll do stories or using my imagination or things like that, which I mean, this technically this is using my imagination, but I'll do some in story form or whatever. And you can also request, if you write any ideas or suggestions as ever, I will do my best to plan those out and do them ASAP. So I do welcome any suggestions that you have for me to cover a certain topic or in a certain way. And if you have any facts about the East India Company, please post them in the comments. I really welcome them. As ever, I definitely appreciate your likes and your views and things like that. I really do. And I hope you're from India, especially, and I've talked about before, the diaspora, I don't know how to pronounce it, but NRIs, non-resident Indians, is another term for the diaspora, or diaspora, how we pronounce it. I really hope they all support it, especially, but obviously everyone who supports this is I really welcome them. I know there are a few YouTube channels that do things about India, so but if you know any more, please post them. But yeah, shout out to India in Details, Carolina Goswami, who I think is of Polish descent, but she's married to an Indian chap, and she does a lot of good videos about India. I think they're really cool, so please check them out if you can. Shashi Tharoor, I think he's one of the biggest inspirations for this idea about supporting India. I watched some of his videos when I was at my sister's wedding in Australia, when I stayed at her house, and I thought they were really interesting. And there are many others anyway. But yeah, I hope to support Indian YouTubers and that sort of thing. Anyway, getting on to the list because I don't want it to be too long. I hope it won't go too quick or rush it or whatever. But as I say, I hope someone out there really enjoys this list. And finds it interesting. Point number 11, getting on to, I hope to support Indian inventors, ideas people, industrialists, enterprises, Indian cuisine, all sorts of Indian projects. I say all being well, the M.K.S, in brackets, I call it M.K.S, newly reformed East India Company, this time to be India owned. I don't know what the exact title will be. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but maybe we can decide on the title together. But that would be registered, all being well, in India for the benefit of India and Indian industry. So yeah, I support Indian inventors, ideas people, industrialists, especially inventions, and acknowledge many of the great inventions made by Indians. And apparently they've contributed so many great things to maths, science, and all sorts of areas. The tech ideas I want to do mainly for Africa, so but I want to support India in other ways, especially the poor and women, girls, to get a good education, as I put it, females of all ages, and so forth. But I hope to come to that anyway. 12, I hope to look at the positive contributions India's made to the world on that note, and how to inspire Indian people from India to look at what they're proud of about being Indian and talk about what they're proud of. Maybe people to make videos where they put hashtag proud to be Indian or things like that. I know I'm only half Indian, but yeah, positive things about India. I know there are a few videos which talk about reasons to be proud to be Indian, and they have many lists and things like that, facts and figures and information. I know they've done a bit more research than me, and they've probably done a lot better job than me, to be honest, unfortunately, from my point of view. But anyway, fair play to them. They've done a great job in those sorts of videos. But yeah, talking about how we can encourage more Indians, and also more Indians to set up their own businesses, and more mentorships, like the company Tata, Rajan Tata, I think is, and Reliance, I can't remember who the CEO is, of Reliance Industries and companies like that, running mentorship programs, and maybe even people from other countries outside of India, either those of, again, the diaspora, or just generally people even who are not of Indian descent, but who maybe even people like big business people like Richard Branson or Bill Gates, or like the company Virgin and companies like that, setting up their own mentorship programs in schools, like the next Richard Branson Center in India, or the next Bill Gates Center could be set up, which sort of teaches people to be the next Richard Branson or Bill Gates or whatever, if those type of people want to set up such centers. 13, to be honest, there are lots of things I disagree with about India as well. So I want to look at the good, but the bad and the ugly, and about some of the negative stereotypes, and like possibly a treatment of people like my fellow dyslexics or females, again, of all ages, young girls and women, assaults and things that go on. So I also want to not just give one side of the story, but so it was a dilemma. Like sometimes in the past, I've thought there's lots of things I don't like about India, but overall, because I think India was robbed and that sort of thing. That's, again, I hope to come to that in a bit later in this list. But that's the reason why I support them. But there are lots of things that are negative about India as well. Again, the way they treat the poor, for instance, and things like that. 14, I hope to look at like again some of the positives and solutions to lots of the problems. Like, for instance, I thought it's a dilemma if I wanted to support India because of the way they treat the poor people or women, females of all different ages, as say girls and women and so forth, or my fellow dyslexics. But I thought a solution to that could be to support dyslexics in India, especially, and females of all ages again, including girls' education and women empowerment and things like that as well, and my fellow Anglo-Indians and groups like that. But yeah, so I'm hoping to look at problem solving and how Indians can perhaps also be part of problem solving, like on global warming or climate change and things like that, and how India can help with a lot of those solutions, coming up with great ideas and inventions and things like that. 16. Sorry, 15. Is that any of this? Once again, I hope to look at like how to support Indian industry and listening to dreams of people from India again, and their goals, aims, objectives, and dreams of people from all over India, from all different walks of life, of backgrounds in India. Like possibly in the future, this is like a plan for the future. But if I get to or encourage people to interview people from India and ask their opinions and talk about their dreams and all that, their opinions on a range of things, and also, as I say, their dreams. I know that kind of already happens, but I hope for it to happen more. But yeah, to listen to their dreams, and again, people from India can, or of Indian descent, can write comments under these sorts of videos and talk about their goals and dreams and things like that, especially those from India, or their dreams about India, or how they'd like to help India as well. 16, again, hope to look at like different projects and help Indian industries like food, movie industry or film industry, whichever one you call it, depending on where you are in the world, cuisine, like Indian food, and promote that around the world, and encouraging more people to taste Indian food, and supporting their tea brands and all sorts of different companies in India as much as possible. 17, I hope to look at like Indian story writers, poets, creative people, inventive people, imagination, and that sort of thing. 18, again, hope to look at the positive contributions to the world by India, and possibly people from of Indian descent again, including my fellow Anglo-Indians as well, and also accentuate all the positives of India. Accentuate is quite a big word for me, but 19, again, hope to look at ways, all possible ways to support Indian industry, like I say, Bollywood, the movie industry, film industry, whatever you call it, cuisine, promoting Indian foods around the world, promoting things about India and Indian exports, and sharing what India exports and things like that, and how we can support Indian enterprise. 20, I hope for Indians to discuss what sort of things make, what sort of businesses make them proud to be Indian, perhaps as well. Yeah, so as I often say, I hope you enjoy this list, and thank you for watching, especially if you made it this far, and really appreciate it. So please have yourself a good time. Peace and love.